Sanity check today on the University of Smooth. Welcome back, Nixon the Dark, the internet's leading expert on your motives. Today, the link between sex and your motivations. It's our firm position at the University of Smooth that for men, sex is their primary incentive in life. And when we say sex, we're referring to either the trad option of meet your high school sweetheart, wait till marriage, have children, have a wonderful family, loyalty through the rest of your life, or the decadent dude who's just out there to get as many notches as possible with the hottest girls possible. Either of those scenarios are a sex motivation. Men who fail to acknowledge this about themselves are setting themselves up for extreme frustration. A couple of nuances that we want to point out when it comes to this dynamic between your motivation, sex, and acknowledging this link. First, if you have higher motivations, that's fine. We are not ever saying that sex is the exclusive incentive that motivates men, but it is the primary one. And for most of us, it's the overwhelming factor in what we do. If there's not a pot of pussy at the end of that rainbow, we go look for other rainbows. It doesn't mean we expect a guaranteed sexual opportunity. We're just saying that if this is not going to result in women being interested in us, then we're not going to bother. That's the point we're hammering home. Now, a lot of men who have higher aspirations beyond that, or at least believe they have higher aspirations, they may be inclined to vigorously deny that they would be motivated by something as base as getting laid. So, quick story on this. When I was in my early 20s after college, knocking around a few loser jobs from, around a big city, there was a girl I worked with at one time. I was very interested in her. Yes, very interested. Was I interested in marriage or sex? Doesn't matter. It was a motivating factor to get with this girl. She wanted nothing to do with me. But by the way, I was like 22 years old, so can't really be shocked. She was like 24 or something like that. At one point, when we were casually talking, she had told me that she was going on a date that night. And she said, okay, he's a lawyer. And like her eyes lit up at the fact that she was going out with a lawyer after work. A few years later, after I was like getting to this point where I'm going, what am I going to do with my career? What am I going to do with my livelihood? Because I've got a pretty solidly high level IQ. I can be doing something with it. I eventually decided to go to law school and did become a lawyer and practice law for a number of years. One thing that I have to acknowledge is that her random comment to me a couple of years before I decided to go to law school, it was a motivating factor. You ever like daydream and reflect on certain moments in your life? I literally distinctly remember a few years after the fact going, oh yeah, that's right. Carol, her name was Carol, absolutely Carol. Carol told me about how she wanted to date that lawyer. I had this faint thought, like this memory, like that motivated me. That absolutely unequivocally motivated me. It's not like I want to go back and find Carol and show her my law degree and show her my big, fancy, impressive job. But I would be denying reality to refuse to acknowledge the fact that this little comment motivated me because I was sexually motivated. I wanted to find the Carols of the world and have opportunities with them. And I believed as a young man that if I became an attorney, that would help me get more opportunities. And, to an extent, it did. So this is how we want you to frame this and think about this. If you struggle with acknowledging the fact that this is a motivating factor in your life, you can disagree with us. You can throw something in the comments telling us why we're dead wrong. That's fine. We will not debate you. But I ask you, examine, reflect on why this is something that you do not want to admit. Can you, in some measure, come to terms with the fact that you may be motivated by something as crass as getting laid? It will help you in life to not have this separation between what you want and what you think you want and what you tell yourself you want. Even though this is a key motivating factor, you have to use some common sense and acknowledge that wherever you go in life, whatever endeavor you're pursuing, you're not there to say very expressly, I'm here because I want sex at the end of this effort. It's fine if it's a subconscious, sublimated, below frame motivation, but for you, never, ever deny it. And indirectly, as you navigate life, don't even live as though you're denying it. You don't have to openly acknowledge it wherever you go, but it should be something that is part of who you are, that just you indirectly understand and acknowledge that this is a main motivating factor in life. That type of mindset is the ideal male psychological calibration. The most sane man is the man who knows, acknowledges, and owns that he is first and foremost an animal and was given a set of instructions by God or evolution or whoever is responsible for this that is pointing him and his efforts into a specific direction, even if it goes indirectly. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, and dude, why did you get out of bed this morning? I think I know. Take care.